Hey YouTube, coming at you with a video in the Ultra League submitted by a member earlier in the season, Klexi, so thank you for the support. Drifblim, Drapion, Cobalion, thank you for the videos. I agree with your assessment with the league's yada yada yada. Nothing fancy. Keep up the good work. Yeah, so a lot of the a lot of the writing was like, good luck at Toronto Regional. So yeah, clearly earlier in the season. But the team itself makes a lot of sense, right? Cobalion is weak to ground. It is weak to fighting. So you got Drifblim as your flyer. And then Drifblim's going to be weak to dark. And Cobalion's a fighter, so it resists that. Drapion is a safe swap. You are double weak to ground in the back, so maybe a little bit of a weakness, but we'll see how it plays out. Let's go. So Crest, good lead, right? It's a psychic, so you're doing super effective. Moonblast is whatever. Non-stab Moonblast, I'm not too worried about here. Future Sight, you got to be a little more worried about, right? You get stab on that one, and it's just more attack heavy anyways. So Future Sight landing there actually does make this a little bit of a closer matchup, but not that much closer when you have Shadow Ball and it one-shots. And they come in for Alligator. This is... Honestly, I often say, 95% of the time I say, you don't bait. I feel like that was a bait opportunity. Just because it's a Shadow for Alligator. They have 2 shields, and your Driplim's like more of attack heavy Pokemon. So I felt like you could have done that one there, but that's okay. Coming in with Cobalion, letting the first Hydro go, shielding up the second one. Get to these Sacred Swords pretty quickly, so I'm going to throw it right here. This will take out or grab the shield. They could shield and grab another one. Yeah, I was about to say they could shield and grab another one from you here, which is what they may do, and you are going to shield back. It was Crest on the lead, so it could be something weak to fighting in the back. So going for Sacred Sword here. See if it is like weak to fighting. Yeah, it's a Guzzlord. So you can kind of read that a couple ways. You can just read that based on they're shielding their Feraligatr when it's pretty low. They want to get the move off, or they have something in the back that can't deal with it. And then you can also just kind of read the team, right? Psychic on the front, resist fighting, weak to dark. And then yeah, resist fighting, so something in the back that's weak to fighting, and for Alligator's a safe swap, so you can just kind of do that. Ooh, it has Sludge Bomb. Sorry, I did not. Did you say Sludge Bomb? You did. Crunch a Sludge Bomb. I didn't even like everyone. I saw the shadow, and I saw yeah, I saw the shadow, so I just assumed, but nope. Crunch and Sludge Bomb on the Drapion, so I will fix that as we go to this matchup here. Tentacruel. Okay, okay. I understand that maybe those don't paste them. Poison is resisted as well, so I guess it makes sense that you can come in this matchup, but so is the kick, and you're behind on energy. I gotta see what they have on the lead, because I'm wondering like why you just gave it up. Nidoqueen lead. Just assuming that this is essentially useless for the Nidoqueen, so just kind of chipping and then coming in here, and then I'm gonna align back after this. I can see you trying to like. You should have thrown any move there. I can see your. Oh, you do get to move anyways because they threw a resistant move. I could see you trying to like save it. I was like, I think you're trying to save it and then get out, and then get in this matchup. But then they have Feraligatr, and they top left. Okay, so now that I've got the numbers and I got the move properly, let's get back to the battles. Dragonite is getting out immediately into a Regirock, and immediately I'm thinking with a Regirock instant safe swap in on what is an otherwise normal lead that they're running, like a double Regi, like Regirock, Registeel, or something. Try and draw out a fighter, still grab shields from them, and then have the Dragonite in the back that can, or Dragonite in the front that can deal with the fighter, and then something else weak to fighting in the back. So I would be surprised if it's either weak to ground or weak to fighting in the back, or both. Could be a Registeel, could be something else, but let's see. They're getting off some Focus Blasts. Do you get off losing Cobalion losing CMP to Regirock? Okay, maybe Regirock's more attack heavy. So out comes the Talonflame. Was there a Talonflame on the lead? Am I going crazy? Did I miss it? So we're going to instant swap into Drapion. No, it was a Dragonite. I'm not going crazy. It was a Dragonite lead. It's a Dragonite lead, and they came in immediately with a Regirock. I mean, these are early battles, but still. Okay. Drapion will go down. Ooh, no, you'll live with that. Oh, that was a mistake. Going for the resisted double kick. No, down. If they get to superpower, this is just lost energy, and then you come in here. I'm surprised you didn't come in here and get more energy. I guess you were worried about taking a move and then a Brave Bird, because if you took a Dragonite Claw and then a Brave Bird, you probably would be taken out. Oh, but now you're going to be taken out anyways. I feel like you needed to get ahead on energy on this one. I don't know why you came and double kicked. Plus not throwing the chip damage there. Yeah, I think you didn't throw the chip damage because you didn't want to get farmed down. Because if you get farmed down and then they have a move for the drifblim, but then you also didn't come in with the drifblim to get energy. So that's kind of weird. Okay, so sorry, let me restart this. Why are we coming into Cobalion here? What was on the lead? So focused on the last match. What happened here that we came in with Cobalion? Drifblim into Feraligatr, which is a bad lead. Why are you coming in Cobalion instead of Drapion? Drapion is just going to, well, I guess you don't have an Aqua Tail bait, so you're worried about that. Okay. I mean, Cobalion's not the worst safe swap. I guess they're just going for an aggressive farm down. You both kind of like are over farming a lot here. So much so that, yeah, they're just going to go for the aggressive farm down and get over 100 energy, and then you're just going to get off a bunch of moves. And essentially, you need to sacrifice something here. So are we going to sacrifice you should have got a Hex, an Astonish through there, but that's the game. Yeah, I can see we're basically just going to let this go and maybe sacrifice this and just try and go 2-shield Drapion. Yeah. You're still probably going to have to shield up one move here, minimum. And these Incinerates will add up, and it's a licky in the back, which is okay. Because at best they have Body Slam, because Shadow... Well, no, they could have Earthquake. That's not true. I was going to say, they have Shadow Ball, which is resisted, but they may actually have Earthquake to catch you off guard here. Or Hyper Beam. This thing has a lot of options as a moveset, actually. So, it's a roll of the dice what it is. You're going to shield it up, assuming it's one of them, and it's just a Body Slam bait, so that sucks. I'm guessing with how fast they just went back-to-back here, they're just going to go double Body Slam, which means they probably are running Shadow Ball. This is the only problem with running 2-shield Pokemon that's still pretty glassy. Like, yes, you get ahead on energy here, but you still put yourself in a pretty tricky spot. Okay, terrible lead. Here's your Drapion safe swap. Get hit with an Excadrill. So, well, you drew out this Slapper, but you'd rather do it with Cobalion, which would actually hit for super effective. So get one move off, missing the Aqua Tail. They just go for the full farm down because they're just going to shield and then come out with like a Rock Slide and a half for their Drifblim. So here comes the first Rock Slide. And can they get to a back-to-back before you astonish them down is the question. Yes, they can. So now you either burn the shield or you try and go 2-shield Cobalion again. So we're going to let it go. Instant swap to save this. Nope, that gets taken out. Licky, it's a Togekiss. Yeah, you can kind of read that. But, you know, you're half steel. So at least this is neutral. But I don't even know if one Stone Edge takes out. Yeah, so they're going to shield anyways, knowing that they kind of just have to do as much charm damage as possible. They're probably just hoping for a boost here. They do not get it. You got to try and get this out of here immediately because we do not want to take any more damage here. Stone Edge does not even one-shot. You're going to have to double kick this out. Hoping. I mean, you're steel and fighting. So the rollouts are double resisted, which means you will easily get to a move here because they're going to have to get to a couple moves. And do you have anything on the Drifblim? They're just going to try and commit to the farm down, which I don't think is going to work. Again, that's like a minimum double resisted. And you take them out. Yeah, you got really lucky there. Okay. Terrible lead. They make a catch on a Feraligatr, but this Feraligatr is now going to take a crunch and a defense fall, so you can very easily shield and take switch here. Opting to not shield the first one. Going to get to the crunch before they get to the hydro. And now can they actually claw you down? They may have to commit 2 shields, but they could actually claw you down now. And they're going to. They really want to keep switch here. It makes sense. They have such a good matchup. Plus, they have energy. So, again, you're just going to let this go and try and go 2 shield in the back here. And met with a Cress. So, you can get a Stone Edge. So, this is like the maybe 3rd game in a row that you've done this strategy. In your write-up, you didn't mention anything about a strategy. But this is the 3rd game in a row where you essentially come in with I was going to say safe swap, but sometimes you come in Cobalion. Drapion is a better safe swap, but sometimes you come in either or. And then you try and 2 shield a Pokemon. Now, I don't even know if this is the right 2 shield. You may even want to... I know what you're trying to do, but you actually may even want to just like let this go and then come drifblim and just get ahead on energy so that you can like astonish and shadow ball with the 2 shield advantage on that, because I don't think you can take this here. And you both instant swap. They were ready for it. Now this thing has like 100 energy. So I think if you like let the Cobalion go early and just try and get ahead on energy there, this is double super effective. So this probably does one shot, and then we'll see how much Cress has on it. You may actually take this out here. Okay. Yeah, it's a weird one. But that's that's like the 3rd time you tried to like double shield one Pokemon and run with it. And I'm wondering if that's like a strategy you had in mind, or if that's just the way it's playing out here. Giratina comes in. I gotta chip it, and then you should probably go Drapion. Yes, Poison Sting's resisted, but you have Crunch, and the Claws are resisted on their end. So at best they have neutral Dragon Claw, and you have super effective Crunch. And you've already chipped this to 50%, so even if you take another move now and come out with 100 energy, yeah, I like this play. Taking another move doesn't really hurt us too much. I wouldn't want to take a 3rd for no reason, but yeah, get to the crunch, have energy. I like this. They let it go, and out comes the Feraligatr. Which means they still have a terrible lead. So Feraligatr, what are they doing? Feraligatr just came into a loaded Drapion, of which you need to try to save this Feraligatr, and you still have a Drifblim with a great lead in the front. And you're double shielding this thing when you could easily take the shield advantage on other stuff. So Cobalion comes in when you know it has a Skeledirge. I know you can get to Stone Edge, and you probably live a Shadow Ball. So maybe get to Stone Edge and take this out anyways. But then you just align Feraligatr with Drifblim. Oof. Okay. Maybe you get to double kick and take this out before they get to a move. Yeah, okay. It's fine, but... Ooh, we are all over the place with our gameplay here. I don't even know how to like... Because usually when people are bad, they're like consistently bad. You're just like consistently inconsistent. Okay. They say swapped Feraligatr. Instant Drapion, knowing that you resist a claws. Now, the question is... Going crunch. If a crunch doesn't take it out, can you poison sting down? Defense fall, so you can just shield and poison sting. I think you should be able to take it out before they get to another move. You may need to throw actually. Yeah, 5. Okay, nice. Loaded with energy. Did keep switch. Going for the Sludge Bomb. It is neutral. They're half grassed. And then they come and catch on a Swampert, which we get a crunch off on the Swampert. So, Yeah, okay, this is a weird one. I don't think this is the play when you know they have a Venusaur on the lead. There really is no reason to come in with your only Venusaur answer and have to burn shields. Like, okay. I was gonna say, what? Get the Icy Wind off to lower their attack. I mean, all the moves are okay. Yeah, I just kept. Okay. Every move is resisted. I'm sorry. I still think I get it. Every move is resisted here on their end. I didn't think about that. I thought about it your way. Like, what are you doing? Why you come in the fighter? Why are you saving your fighter for a poison? But on the other end, they're grass into your steel, so you actually are both resisting each other, and at least you have a stone edge to their nothing. So okay, that's my bad. That play does make a little bit of sense actually. And Cobalion's worse. I mean, it's actually kind of a neutral drifblim and Cobalion into Swampert, honestly. Okay, Talonflame is here against our Drapion. We just burned 2 shields. Really wishing we had Aqua Tail right about now. Having to go for these crunches instead, and they shield, which means they're probably going to get to a move here, which means you're going to lose switch. So we're just going to let it go. No, we're going to fight. I don't know if you can win fight even here. You're going to move off here, but they can shield, and if you only have crunch, I think they could just incinerate you down, and now you just give up switch. I mean, good snipe to not let them it was a good snipe to not let them just farm you down and come out with some energy. But now you just aligned your drifblim into a dark Pokemon. Well, at least it's half dragon, so this will be super effective. But you should get outpaced here. And they make a catch on a Florges. So nice catch, just banking all that energy. Now, unfortunate for you, you only have a Cobalion. And Fairy is neutral. You still have Stone Edge. That's kind of what Cabalion's strength has always been. Just having that Stone Edge as a coverage move. Plus, these double Sacred Swords come really quick, so you can probably go back to back here. Oh, not quite. Not quite. You have it now. This will not take you out. Are you going to try for the aggressive? And they come Guzzlord. Oh my goodness, what a waste. So they come Guzzlord just with a ton of energy and don't get any of it off. So you take him out for the win. There's one more battle here. Greninja lead is terrible. So instant save swap. And they get... What are these people doing? So this is like a prime example of just like not knowing like the matchups overall and just like hesitating, because what your opponent basically did was hesitate so much that you were basically at a crunch and then came into a Feraligatr, which is already kind of Drapion's advantage because the claws are resisted, and it's going to take 2 moves anyways for both of you. And then they come up another switch to Guzzlord, probably expecting a no Sludge Bomb here. So now we're going to go in Cobalion because they just go switch again. They had a great lead and turned it into a disaster. Why would they not come Guzzlord into Drapion? Like, you have Sludge Bomb, which would have caught them off guard, but like, you have to assume if you're a Guzzlord that this thing's running Aqua Tail Crunch and that you're going to beat it with ease. Anyway, so they just kind of gave up this matchup here. Farm down, have a ton of energy for Greninja. Hydro will chip. Won't take you out though, and you have back-to-back moves here though. And how many shields do they have? Because if they have 1, you can just go back-to-back. They have 2. They have 1. Okay. And then instant swapping. Just worried. Yeah, I like this instant swap. Because you're only sort of worried that they somehow water shuriken down and come out with like 2 moves for this thing. Just throwing the Hydro and then getting taken out with the Astonishes. Okay. So the only thing more inconsistent than those battles was my analysis of those battles. So apologies for the analysis. Okay. I think that based on what I saw, you had... I like the team idea. I was just very confused at why you you decide to double shield Pokemon at times. I don't love. There are some times you have to. No, because even I always say take it to the one shield, or yeah, take it to the one shield minimum. Okay, let me give what I think can maybe be a piece of advice here. Yeah, so I never ever recommend going two shielding a Pokemon in the back when you do not know their full lineup, because you tried to two shield Drapion, you tried to two shield one, I forget what the other one was at one point, and it just, these Pokemon, you don't know what's in the back. If it's something that like beats you, that like shields aren't even needed, if it's a fast move damage team, or if it's just like, if it's a hard counter, so be it. But if it's just like Pokemon that you can't beat in the in the two shield anyways, like you don't know what you don't know, so you don't know their Pokemon, so it's tough to just say this one Pokemon with two shields can do enough to take it out. So whenever I'm using a balanced team like this, you'll often hear me say, if you could take Switch, great. Don't be like that other subscriber or member who tried to fight for Switch even when you didn't need to. There's a bunch of win cons, right? So if you're in a balanced team, if you lose the lead hard, it's a Greninja on the lead, I'm going to say swap Drapion. If I can flip Switch, I'm going to flip Switch. If I can't flip Switch, I'm often taking one shield, even if that means I'm giving up one, because I am more likely to be able to combo the rest of the matchup with one shield than I am with two. And I think it comes down to, like, let's just give a perspective. Let's say you're hard countered, right? Let's say Drifblim, you had the dark lead, you come in Drapion, they came in with something that can beat you in the one shield, or the zero shield, or the two shield. They can beat you in all shield scenarios. I always say take it to the one, because if you leave two, then what happens? If you leave two, you come back in with your Drifblim lead, they come back in with your hard answer, which means then you immediately need to come back into the cobalion, which is your only option left. So if you have two shields, what they basically could do is instant swap to their back Pokemon. Even if it's got like a neutral to badish matchup, they can save swap to their back Pokemon, basically just try and chip, unless it's like the super hardest answer. Like if it's like then it just gives them so much opportunity to like figure out how they want to play the matchup in their win con. So if they had a Greninja on the lead against your Drifblim, obviously that's going to kill Cobalion. They could maybe get, because they charge so fast, a Hydro Cannon off and then bail into their backline. They come into their backline immediately, even if it's an even matchup. Try and grab your shields, chip you as much as you can, take you down. I just think they have more flexibility with two shields than if you put them in the one shield. That puts a little more pressure on them to make the decisions there, like, how do I play this matchup? Is a Sacred Sword or Stone Edge actually going to take me out? What do I want to do here? Because I really want to keep Switch. So then you put a little more pressure on them, which I don't think you could just put the pressure on them. I think you give them too many outs if you let them have two shields in the back. That's my philosophy. I don't even know if I've explained that well, but that's just my thought process on those scenarios. So I don't love waiting one Pokemon, two shields to try and sweep when you don't even know what you're up against. But thanks for the support. Sorry for this video. I feel like this is one of my, it happens once in a while. I'm just like, I don't know if I gave great advice here. But that is it. Thanks for watching. I don't know when this is going up. I'm shooting this in advance because this is from earlier in the season. I'm filming it right when Color Cup is starting. So I'm filming this on the Monday night before. So it'll probably go like somewhere later in the week, like a Friday or Saturday, when maybe there's a little less, people are a little bored of Color Cup already and just want something else. Anyways, that's it. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.